Hey guys, in today's video, we're fixing songs that have variable tempos. So if you've tried playing a song or a backing track or something to a click track and it sounds like this, no matter what tempo you put in for the metronome, it always fluctuates. It goes up and down because something wasn't recorded to a click track or something like that. We're going to fix that in this video. So instead of hearing this, you're instead going to hear this. And it's all going to sync up to the grid. Specifically, I'm going to address this with backing tracks. I do have a video that I released about a year ago going through my entire process of how I create backing tracks. And one of the websites that I use is called Karaoke Version. If you want to find out more about it, you can watch that video. However, the number one question that I've gotten from you guys in the comment section is, what do I do to fix these variable tempos? Because a lot of these songs are not recorded to a click track, so the tempo will vary throughout the song. In this video, we're going to go over how to fix that. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more music, tech, gear, reviews, and tutorials like this in the future. And let's go ahead and get started. I am going to be doing this in Logic. That's the DAW that I know the best. I know that you can do it in Ableton as well. I'm not as familiar with other DAWs. If you're doing this with something that doesn't have a click track, like Karaoke Version will give you a click track, you might have a little bit more trouble, but the idea is still the same. Okay, so in Logic, go ahead and set one audio track, and you can just do one, and I'll show you why here in a minute, no matter how many stems you have. So hit create, and the first thing you want to do is you want to go up here and you want to set the tempo to the tempo that you want the song to be at. I'm going to be demoing this with Superstition. It's around 101 beats per minute, so that's what I'm going to set it to. So I'm going to set it to 101. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to drag in all of the stems that I want to use in my backing tracks. And again, if you want to find out more about Karaoke Version and the website that I use, check out my video. But I'm going to drag them in, and this is why I only do one audio file, because it'll say use existing or just create new tracks. I just do create new tracks, hit OK, and they're all imported. Just going to rename these really quick off screen so it's easier to see. All right, now I'm going to put the drums and the click up at the top because that makes it the easiest to see what's going on. I'm going to zoom in. If you're unfamiliar with how to zoom in with the magic mouse, you hold Option and then swipe left or right to zoom in and out. Nice shortcut. Then what I'm going to do is you can see this beat right here. I'm going to try to get this first beat because this song has a drum pickup. So this first beat, I'm just going to put here onto beat 2 so that lines up with the grid, or at least it's supposed to. And then I'm going to turn on my metronome over here. So this is Logic's built-in metronome. So it's going to play the metronome at 101 beats per minute because that's what I have it set to. But listen, when I play the song, you can hear it gets off of the tempo. Because the song fluctuates in tempo. It's not at an exact 101 beats per minute. So how do we fix that? What you're going to do is you're going to go up here and you're going to turn on flex. The shortcut is Command F. If for some reason you don't see it, I believe you have to go to your settings, advanced, and make sure enable complex features is on, but most of you should have that on already. And then what you're going to do is on each of the individual files, you're going to turn on the flex time. I've honestly found that automatic polyphonic seems to work the best. There are different ones like monophonic, slicing, and rhythm. So far doing this method, it works well with automatic polyphonic. If you do have problems, try changing the algorithm, but this seems to work great. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select all of the tracks. I'm going to set them all to flex time, polyphonic, automatic. And you can see it turns these dark blue colors now. And I will post links down below to more details about the different types of flex time if you want to find out more about it. But now, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to zoom in, and you can see that my cursor now turns into this, I don't even know what this is, but with a plus symbol next to it, but this means I'm going to adjust the timing of the song. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click right here, and this is what's nice about doing it with the click track is it figures out the transients very easily with the click track. There's literally just the one thing you can find is the click track, and it's very obvious where the downbeats are with the click track. So when you click, what you can do is you can start moving it around. See how I can change the timing a bit? So I can move the timing around. It's like pitch correction just with timing. That's what flex pitch and flex time are for. Now you can see I can move it pretty freely. What I want to do is I want to go up here to my snap, and I'm going to set this to beat. So now it's going to snap to the beat every time I move anything. This is actually really helpful to know in Logic just in general. But you can see now I can only move by one beat at a time. So I can move it up a full beat, and it'll lock to measure 1, beat 4. But I'm going to lock this one to beat 2, and that one's actually pretty accurate right now. But you can see when I go over here to this one, it is not right at measure 2, beat 2, so I need to drag it over. And you can see when I drag it over, it drags everything with it because everything is set to flex time right now, right? So I'm going to do that on the next one. Measure 2, beat 3, measure 2, beat 4, and you can see it drags everything else with it. You can see the drums moving every time that I move the click. So I'm going to do that for a couple more. Keep going. keep moving all of these over. And you can see now I have it, see the bass file right here? So when I drag it over, you can see that it moves the bass as well. It's not just the drums, it's going to move everything, and it's going to lock everything to the tempo that I want it to be at. Right, so I'm going to zoom out a bit, and you can see this is the part that I have changed the tempo on, and then everything after that I have not changed the tempo on. So now listen what happens when I play along with the click, with the internal click for Logic. Okay, when I did the screen capture, it captured the audio double or something. It's really weird how my screen capture does that sometimes. That's why it has that sound. But the click and all the tracks are synced up now. That's the important thing. See how it's perfectly in time? I'm going to mute that main line just so it doesn't get flagged for copyright or something like that for the video. But you can hear everything's in time, except now everything that I haven't edited yet is off of the click. So you can see I have to go through and edit everything. Every single beat does need to be set to the grid. So it does take quite a while to do, but this is the way that you do it. Something interesting that happens, most of the time I export with flex pitch turned on. Sometimes I can turn it off and it'll still remember it. I honestly am not familiar enough with this algorithm, but I generally try to export with the flex pitch on, although you can see when I turn it off, it still remembers. So definitely interesting, but that's how you get rid of the variable tempos with backing tracks. So yeah, it's definitely going to take some time in order to do this. It's not the end of the world because you only have to do it once and then it's fixed and it's ready to go and you don't have to worry about it again. Like I mentioned in my video about my backing tracks, which again, if you want to see that video, I'll have links down below. But I mentioned in that video that you can hire me to do your backing tracks for you. I've had a lot of people hire me to do that. That is one of the services that I offer. I can do this as well. It will cost a little bit more because it is a little bit more time consuming, but you can find details on how to hire me to organize your backing tracks for you. There'll be links down below in the description. So I hope this helped you guys out. If this was exactly what you were looking for, do me a favor and hit the thumbs up button. Like I said, I know I've gotten a lot of questions on how to do this, so I'm glad to finally have an answer for you guys. If you guys are interested in the app that I use to run my backing tracks live, it's called Stage Tracks. I have 4 different videos on it. You can check out the first video by clicking the link up above or on the end screen. And if you're wondering how to create backing tracks, I have my full in-depth guide, which I've mentioned before in this video. You can check out both of those videos by clicking the links on your screen now. Thank you guys again for watching. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram at ScottYuleMusic. I'm on other social media as well, but that's the main one that I'm on. Again, if you guys have any other questions, please leave them as a comment down below. Thank you guys again for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.